Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Film. And today we will be talking about one of my favorite video game franchises of all time, Borderlands. As some of you may know, a Borderlands movie is coming out, and it looks absolutely terrible. First off, let's start with the casting. Firstly, Roland, the Vault Hunter, the Commando, the future leader of the Crimson Raiders, reduced down to nothing but a 4'10" Kevin Hart. What a disgrace. They could have picked anyone to play this role, and it had to be Kevin Hart. Now, I understand, I think I know what this movie's trying to do. They're trying to make a comedy over an action, and I think that's going to be the downfall of this movie. Although the original Borderlands games did have a very comedic element to them, it was more in the background, and a lot of it was very funny, a lot of it was very comedic, and a lot of it had good value to the game. And most of the gameplay was centered around many of these characters' actions being very comedic and comedy-like. And bringing Jack Black and Kevin Hart into this movie is just, I don't know. I mean, Roland is supposed to be one of the most badass characters in the entire franchise, and you're making him Kevin Hart. I mean, that just goes bounds and speaks for itself what is going on here. I mean, just the characters that have been portrayed here are just not very interesting. I mean, you have Roland, of course, a mainstay. You have Krieg, who's not even supposed to be here. He's a Borderlands 2 character, which we don't really know the timeline of when this movie is supposed to be set, but I'm assuming it's supposed to be Borderlands 1 since we have Lilith as a mainstay character, and we also have Tannis. So I'm just going to assume that this is going to be set in Borderlands 1. Let's continue on with the casting, shall we? I mean, Lilith. Lilith is supposed to be one of the most beautiful and powerful women in the entire galaxy. She's not supposed to be a fat, ugly, old, wrinkled-ass woman. She's supposed to be a siren. Only 6 of them exist in the entire universe at one time. And she doesn't even have the tattoos. This decision for Lilith is just mind-boggling. I don't understand. And don't even get me started about Tannis. Tannis is also very attractive in the games, and they've turned her into an old woman that's about to be put into a nursing home. Her grandchildren need to help her. Like, this is terrible. I just don't understand their decision behind this. And I'm assuming that the 5th character, Tiny Tina, is supposed to be Tiny Tina. I mean, I guess you can include her in there, but I just don't understand why Borderlands wouldn't go for the easy swish and do the main 4. Roland, Lilith, Brick, and Mordecai. And even if they wanted to get an extra win in there, they could have made Mordecai, they could have made him more of a light-skinned character, a black character, if they really wanted to diversify the cast a little more. But they could have just stuck with the main 4 and Claptrap, and it would have been good. And speaking of Claptrap, holy, Jack Black as the voice actor, I mean, this is just, it's bad. I have an easy one for you guys. Just bring back the original voice actor for Claptrap. It's just, it really is just that easy. And I don't understand how these studios and these people can miss an easy dunk just like that. Now, going back to the plot and the other story elements I was talking about before, I can see, I mean, according to the trailer, like my thoughts on the trailer is that this movie is going to be very comedic heavy. It's going to have a lot of elements of comedy thrown in. And I don't really see that much action coming from this movie. And I understand the way that they're trying to go with this, but I just don't think it's going to work, and I think it's going to be a massive failure. I mean, they've taken one of the most beloved, well, to me at least, one of the most beloved video game franchises of all time. And they decided to make a movie. They could have stuck to the original source material, just made an adaptation of the video games, and they could have had a big success here. But I think that just from the trailer reaction alone, that this is just something that's going to be a terrible movie. It's absolutely going to bomb, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of viewers that are going to show up to this movie and are going to pay for a ticket to watch this movie in the theaters. And I just don't understand what they're trying to do here. I mean, apparently there have been reports that this movie has been in production for a long time. I don't know if they said it was finished in 2021 or that they started production in 2021. But if this movie was finished in 2021, it's been 3 years since this movie has been finished. There have been reports of reshoots, many different changes, and I just think that, to be honest, this movie is so expensive with a budget of 110 million that they want to just pump and dump it. If I believe that they really wanted to shelve this movie, but because of the budget and because of all the money that they spent on it already, they have to put it out. And I just think that's going to be a disastrous mistake. I think this movie's going to flop, and I just think that this movie should just get canceled. Maybe, I mean, if they really wanted to, sure, release it. I mean, you're gonna probably lose money on it, but I just think the best course of action is to cancel it, forget about the whole thing, recast everyone, start from scratch. And I think that's the best course of action that they can do. And from there, I mean, just forget about making a Borderlands movie. I feel like, in my opinion, if they really wanted to make Borderlands an entertainment franchise outside of video games, they should do an animated TV show with the same sort of look and style as the video games, and from there they can build off, such as like a Clone Wars style animated TV show with the original, like, kind of 2D cartoonish looks of the video games, and I think that would fare really well, and I think people would like that a lot. But to make a live action movie, I just don't think that's a good idea, and I think especially for the cast that they have here, they're paying way too much money for so little that the actors bring to the movie. I mean, Kevin Hart has been washed for years. Jack Black is only, I feel like, is in every movie now in some capacity. If he's not an actor, he's a voice actor, and I just don't think that this is going to bring any value to the movie whatsoever. And I think that these, it all starts with the casting, and the casting for this movie is just absolutely abominable. Like, I just can't fathom who decided this was a good idea. I mean, the only redeeming characters that I could like out of this movie, for me, would have to be Tiny Tina. I think she would be the most interesting out of the entire cast. I don't care about an old Tannis. I don't care about a fat and ugly Lilith. And to be honest, Roland, Kevin Hart as Roland, is just, ugh, it's so bad. It's so bad. And I mean, Claptrap, the comedic relief, Krieg is also a very funny character in his own right, and I think, I mean, they, I just don't know. I think they could pull it off, but I don't think there's any redeeming qualities to this movie. So that's where I'm going to leave it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, please make sure to like and subscribe, share it with your friends and family. This is my first video ever on the channel, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. See you guys in the next one.